A website is an essential part of running a business. But where do you start if you want control over your brand and your intellectual property? In today's marketing live video, I'll be covering the basics of how to create a website and give yourself control of how you actually show up online. So hi everyone, it's Leanne Cohen's here, digital success coach and owner of the agency Marketing Leap. My passion and the reason for me doing these live videos is to help business owners and entrepreneurs demystify digital marketing and give them marketing clarity and confidence as far as how they show up online and the different tactics to do so that you're not wasting time and drowning in overwhelm. And the whole idea is to offer practical marketing solutions that we use every day in the agency Marketing Leap, and we know that they work to actually help you springboard your business to success. I've been doing these for years. Marketing Leap has been running for 9 years, and today we're going to talk about the 5 fastest ways to actually get your website set up. The first thing that you really need to do is to choose your domain name. So this is your address on the internet, and it should actually accurately reflect your business. If you are based in Australia, so if you are predominantly just working within Australia, then you can have a look at the .com.au, or they've even released .aus now. If you're looking at working more globally, then you can start looking at .com, .online, .global. There's actually quite a few different things that you can have tacked on to the end of your name. If you can't decide, what I recommend you do is you actually buy a number of different domain names, and you can park them and actually have them pointed to your business name. So that way you're protecting your IP and you're protecting your business, and you're stopping other people from actually buying out your business name. So the second thing that you need to do then is to have a look at choosing your hosting or your internet service provider. Now this is probably one of the most important things that you will ever do, because your service provider, your hosting provider, will actually determine a lot of things as far as how your website works. So the reason this is important is that your hosting is actually like a filing cabinet that contains all the files that make up your website, and the right host will actually have the right security and encryptions to keep your site secure, and also make sure that you have an SSL certificate set up and that it's mobile responsive, as well as having a really fast load speed. Now, when you think that there are something like 30,000 websites hacked every single day, security is really important, and having your website maintained is equally as important as coding and things change. The other reason that your hosting is so important and that speed is so important is because 53% of people will abandon your website if it takes longer than 3 seconds to load. And every second that your site takes to load will actually make up a 7% loss in website conversions, which is whether people are buying from you, signing up, or they're giving you their details. Having that speed, and it's also a ranking factor. So if your website is too slow, Google is not going to rank your website at all. The third thing that you really need to look at is choosing the right website platform. Now, I did a video last week talking about the 5 best, in my opinion, website platforms for small business owners, and there are a huge number of them out there. Last week we talked about WordPress, which is my favorite because we are WordPress specialists, Square Online, which used to be Weebly, Wix, Squarespace, Shopify, and we even had a bit of a look at BigCommerce as well. Choosing the website platform that you use is really important. There is something like 1.9 billion websites on the internet. Having said that, only about 200 million of them are really active, which means they're being constantly updated and new information is being added. But of that 1.9 billion websites, 43% of them are actually WordPress sites, and security updates are essential. Regardless of what platform you go with, you actually need to check whether you can maintain the site yourself and do the updates and the security updates yourself, or whether you're actually going to employ someone like my agency to maintain your websites for you. Now, the fourth most important thing is making sure that you have a responsive, secure website. If your website is not mobile responsive, you are going to get penalized, because 56% of all global internet use is now done on mobile devices. 57% of all search queries start on mobile. So making sure that the theme and the layout that you choose is responsive to mobile as well as to desktop and iPads. And there is a big difference between an iPad and a Samsung tablet. They all read code differently. So testing them out on all the different devices is really important, because, and especially with Apple devices, because they like to throw spanners in the works. So making sure that you have a responsive, secure website is really, really important. And then the fifth thing is to make sure that you have an engaging, interactive design. Now, our attention spans have dropped from 12 seconds in the year 2000 to 8 seconds now in 2022. So you literally have seconds to engage visitors to your website and to get them to stay on your website and to interact with your content. Making sure that you've got a really great design and it is engaging and it is interactive is really important. But in actual fact, I'll be delving deeper into this next week as far as layouts and how that all works. Those are the 5 essential steps for building an essential website. Choosing your domain name, and it doesn't matter who you go with, whether you go with GoDaddy, Crazy Domains, Namecheap. Your domain name is purely just that. You are literally, it's like buying your address or your shopfront if it comes to a retail store. So who you decide to choose your domain name through is completely, doesn't really make much difference. But choosing your hosting, which is the second thing, or your internet service provider is the most important thing, because it's going to determine so much that's going to impact on how your website's going to respond online. So, you know, whether you go, if you go with Square Online, which used to be Weebly, or Wix or Squarespace, you actually have the hosting and everything included with that. If you're going to go with the likes of WordPress, then you'll need to look at an internet service provider. And there's 3 core ones that I recommend. One is a local company here in Queensland called Kinetics. And the reason that I love them is because their service is phenomenal. They go beyond what you would expect. If you wanted to go a little bit broader and obviously a little bit cheaper, then you can have a look at Bluehost or SiteGround. But those are really the only 3 that I recommend when it comes to service providers, because I know that they work. I know that they're continually upgrading their security and you're not going to have any issues with them. Now, the third thing then is choosing the right website platform, and then making sure, which is the fourth thing, that you have a responsive, secure website. And then, of course, the fifth thing is having an engaging, interactive design. So I hope those 5 points have been of some value to you today. And obviously, as I've mentioned, as WordPress specialists, WordPress is always going to be my first go-to. Having said that, we do have websites that we look after that are built on Weebly or Square Online and BigCommerce and Shopify. And as much as I used to hate Wix, we actually do have some on Wix as well. Regardless of what the platform is that you're working with, if you need a hand with that, that is exactly what we do. If you are looking for more structured mentoring, I do have 2 spaces available for my 12-week one-to-one mentoring program. And that's actually been set up and designed to give you clarity, to help you start generating leads, to get your marketing set up that it just works seamlessly and you can focus on simply running your business and not drowning in the overwhelm. Have an amazing week, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now. If you'd like to learn more about how to grow your business online and how to set your marketing up so that you're not drowning in the overwhelm and you are actually becoming a bit of a success online, then make sure that you click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell so you get notified every single time we upload a new educational training video.